Hey, EastEnders fans! Next week, Albert Square is about to get crowded, messy, and seriously uncomfortable. Nicola Mitchell's carefully controlled world is thrown into chaos when the Hawkins family suddenly arrive in Walford. And it soon becomes clear they haven't come simply for a family reunion. Meanwhile, Ravi finally starts looking in Max Branning's direction as his suspicions over Priya's mystery man grow stronger. And with Priya hiding an even bigger secret, one innocent-looking moment could be enough to set everything off. Then there's Linda, who finds herself drawn back into Max's orbit just as she's supposed to be moving on. From August 31 to September 3rd, old grudges return. Secrets become harder to hide, and several people get dangerously close to learning the truth. Here are the biggest EastEnders spoilers coming next week. The biggest arrival of the week belongs to Nicola's family, and almost immediately you can tell this is not going to be a happy reunion. Her sisters Gemma and Jody arrive in Walford with Ryder, but Nicola is anything but thrilled to see them. She eventually agrees to let them stay, although there is one very clear condition. Their mother Rose is not welcome. That reaction alone tells us plenty. Whatever happened between Nicola and Rose clearly goes much deeper than a normal mother and daughter argument. And Nicola seems determined to keep that part of her past as far away from her new life as possible. Unfortunately for Nicola, her family have other ideas. Gemma's husband, Ned, soon turns up unexpectedly, and Rose is with him. Suddenly, the family Nicola wanted to keep at arm's length are right in the middle of Albert Square, forcing her to deal with memories and tensions she clearly wanted left behind. Harry tries to encourage his mum to make peace with his grandmother, but Nicola refuses to let the family take over her home. And Rose does not exactly make things easier. Her presence at Peacock Palace causes enough chaos to leave Linda and Elaine desperate for some peace. But another surprise quickly emerges when Ned comes face to face with Alfie. The two already know each other. In fact, they're old friends. And that immediately raises another question. How exactly do Ned and Alfie know one another? And why does their history seem to make Nicola so uncomfortable? Alfie agrees to let Gemma and Ned stay at the Vic, although Kat makes it very clear that the arrangement is only for one night. Nicola is horrified when she discovers her family gathered there. Gemma later tries to bring Nicola and Rose together, hoping they can finally deal with whatever has been tearing them apart. It doesn't go well. The old bitterness quickly comes back to the surface, and the family even resorts to a risky plan designed to force mother and daughter into confronting the past. Instead, it only makes things worse. For a moment, it looks as though Nicola might shut them out completely. Then she does something unexpected. She offers Gemma and Ned somewhere temporary to stay. But just as things appear to be settling down, Nicola discovers the real reason the Hawkins family have come to Walford. And that changes everything. EastEnders is keeping the exact reason under wraps for now, which makes this one of the biggest mysteries of the week. Because if this were simply about repairing the family, there would be no reason to hide it. Something has brought them to Nicola's door. And judging by her reaction to them already, whatever comes next could reopen some very old wounds. While Nicola is dealing with a family crisis, Priya is desperately trying to stop her own life from falling apart. Ravi wants their engagement out in the open. He's ready to tell the children, celebrate properly, and start thinking about their future together. Priya, however, keeps hesitating. And very soon, we learn why things are even more complicated than Ravi realizes. At the Albert, Priya gets caught up in wedding preparations with Vicky, Chelsea, and Cindy. But when a wave of nausea forces her outside, she runs into Penny and reveals something huge. Priya is pregnant. That would be complicated enough on its own. But considering Priya's secret relationship with Max, there is now an obvious question hanging over everything. Who is the father? Priya makes Penny promise not to say anything. But this is Walford. Once somebody else knows your secret, keeping control of it becomes much harder. And Priya already has another problem. She later catches Nugget dealing drugs again and is furious to discover that her son is still involved in something she thought she had warned him away from. As Priya confronts Nugget, Max steps in and supports her. Under normal circumstances, Ravi might not think too much of it. But these are not normal circumstances. Ravi already knows Priya had been seeing someone else. And now Max seems to keep appearing whenever Priya needs him. Priya is also beginning to notice how much effort Ravi has been making with their family. Eventually, she softens and agrees to tell the children about their engagement. Ravi is delighted. For a brief moment, it looks as though he and Priya might finally be moving forward. But that happiness doesn't last long. Ravi starts asking questions about the man Priya was seeing before. And later that night, Max walks Priya home. Outside the old brewery, the pair share what appears to be a perfectly harmless moment. Unfortunately for them, they are not alone. Ravi is watching. And the second he sees Max and Priya together, the mood changes. Now Max isn't simply another man in the square. He's a possibility. Ravi starts watching him more carefully, and the spoilers suggest he soon finds something that appears to confirm his suspicions. What that confirmation looks like is still being kept quiet. Maybe Ravi overhears something. Maybe Max slips up. Or maybe Ravi simply sees enough to become convinced that Max is the man Priya has been hiding. Whatever happens, Ravi is getting dangerously close. And Priya's pregnancy makes the situation far more explosive. Because if Ravi discovers the truth about Max first, Priya could find herself trying to contain one scandal while protecting an even bigger secret. As if Max doesn't already have enough problems waiting for him, his stag celebrations are also approaching. Kim isn't happy with all the attention Max is getting, so she decides that Howie deserves a proper stag night too. Denzel is given the job of organizing his dad's celebration, while Oscar agrees that Max and Howie should combine their stag nights. Simple enough. Except Oscar has also arranged something special for Max. And nobody seems to know exactly what it is. The group eventually gathers at Harry's barn, waiting for Max to arrive and completely unaware of what Oscar has planned. For now, EastEnders is keeping the surprise secret. It could turn out to be nothing more than embarrassing stag night fun. But the timing could not be worse for Max. Ravi is already watching him. Priya's secret is under pressure, and Max is becoming the center of several storylines at once. Put all of those people in a crowded bar, add a few drinks and one badly timed comment, and suddenly a harmless celebration has the potential to become something much more dangerous. Maybe Oscar's surprise has absolutely nothing to do with Ravi and Priya. But with Ravi now looking for answers, Max really cannot afford to make a mistake. And Ravi isn't the only person paying more attention to Max next week. Linda is supposed to be moving forward. She has Clive in her life, and for a while it looks as though she may actually be ready to give that relationship a genuine chance. Her community bingo night nearly falls apart when a power cut threatens the entire event. Clive steps in and helps save the evening. Linda is impressed, and a little flustered, and eventually agrees to go on a second date with him. That should be a good sign. Then Max re-enters the picture. Linda and Max share a touching moment while helping Ollie prepare for his first day at secondary school. Nothing dramatic happens. There's no huge declaration. But that's exactly why the scene could matter. With Linda and Max, it's often the quiet moments that reveal the most. They have years of history behind them, and working together around Ollie brings them back into a familiar emotional space. Linda still plans to go ahead with her date with Clive. Then Kim tells her something she didn't know. Max played a crucial part in helping to save the community center. That clearly catches Linda off guard. It doesn't suddenly erase everything Max has done in the past, but it does remind her why she cared about him in the first place. Then Clive arrives with confirmation that the community center is safe. So now Linda finds herself in a very awkward position. On one side is Clive, offering what could be a genuine fresh start. On the other is Max, someone with whom Linda has a complicated history that clearly hasn't lost all of its emotional power. EastEnders doesn't appear to be pushing Linda straight back toward Max just yet, but it is definitely opening that door again. And the timing could hardly be worse. Because while Linda is beginning to look at Max differently, Ravi may be getting ready to expose a side of him she knows nothing about. By the end of the week, almost every major secret is under pressure. Nicola knows the Hawkins family have not told her the full truth about why they came to Walford. Ravi appears to be closing in on Max. Priya is hiding a pregnancy. And Linda is being pulled back toward a man whose personal life could soon explode. But the most dangerous part is that several of these stories now lead directly back to Max. Ravi is watching him. Priya has history with him. Linda is reconnecting with him. And Max is heading into a stag night surrounded by people who have no idea how close everything is to falling apart. One wrong conversation could be enough. If Ravi gets real proof about Priya and Max, Priya could lose control of the situation almost instantly. And if her pregnancy becomes public at the same time, the question of the baby's father could turn an already painful betrayal into something much bigger. Then there's Nicola. Her reaction to Rose makes it obvious that there is still serious pain between them. And now that Nicola knows the Hawkins family are hiding the real reason for their arrival, she may start demanding answers they're not ready to give. Ned's old friendship with Alfie also feels important. EastEnders has introduced that connection for a reason, and it could become much more significant once the Hawkins family's secret begins to come out. So next week may not give us every answer, but it certainly looks ready to push several stories much closer to breaking point. The secrets are still hidden. The difference now is that people are finally starting to look in the right places. So, EastEnders fans, the week of August 31 to September 3 could be the week everything starts to unravel. Nicola discovers that her family's sudden arrival in Walford is hiding something much bigger. Linda finds herself drawn back toward Max just as she is supposed to be giving Clive a chance. And Ravi finally starts connecting Max to Priya's secret. But which bombshell goes off first? What are the Hawkins family really hiding? Is Linda making a mistake by letting Max back into her emotional world? And most importantly, if Ravi proves that Max was Priya's mystery man, how long can Priya possibly keep her pregnancy secret? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy weekly EastEnders spoilers, subscribe to Love Movies so you don't miss what happens next in Albert Square.